Hey guys, Beastforce here and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. Well, in this breakdown we're going to focus on two episodes, Perry the Octopus and Bullseye, which focus around Perry the Platypus's point of view. While the next two episodes I'm going to break down is the Halloween episode, and then we'll swing back to normal with the regular breakdowns episodes we're going to create. As in this breakdown, we're going to focus on Perry the Platypus as he saves the day a couple of times in many episodes, but it has mostly focused towards him, with Perry the Platypus spending time with his owners, Phineas and Ferb, and the next episode with his family being turned into evil, as once we get to it. He's the most semi-quiet mammal who just never stops fighting no matter what, even if he is just tired or he doesn't take a break. Evil never rests.
Well, Agent P deserves a vacation more than you do. He deserves one, but unfortunately, evil never rests.
And we're actually going to get an episode where Agent P deserves to take a break. For the longest time, at least. If this is your first breakdown in Kirsten on the rating system, where there's a detailed description down below, along with my other videos in my playlist, which also has the description down below. Eddie Hodgkins and Kaz wrote an episode called Perry the Octopus, premiered on March the 3rd, 2012, on Disney Channel US and Disney XD. The executive of Totally Tools oversees a contest to find the company's spokesanimal, and Perry is crowned the winner. However, the victory puts Perry's secret identity into jeopardy, forcing Major Monitor to appoint Agent S, Sergey the Snail, as a temporary replacement. Meanwhile, Candace has been welcomed into Mandy stopping the busting retreat, which aims to teach Candace to control the urge to bust her brothers. Well, every time we're in Phineas and Ferb's house in that view, we always hear different music, like different, but this is one of them.
Totally Tools Spokes Animal Contest.
It probably translated as, as long as you don't blow my cover, it's okay. Hey, see that? Front face Phineas. Danville Community Center. I presume this is the first time we're going to see inside of it, which is new.
Welcome our newest member, Candace Flynn. This is Anne, Sinisa, and Danielle.
And Mandy is back. Haven't seen her from Thunderous of 4 in season 2, where their brothers got traumatized by Phineas and Ferb's imaginative creations. Now she's gonna help her Candace to urge to bust, to resist.
There's flower bed into a swimming pool. Go to the mall and get a mani-pedi.
Think? Just try
Making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Do they eat peanut butter and jelly? I do mention, Phineas mentioned a blowtorch and a peanut butter in the first episode, but I don't think it's true.
Wait, when it's 5:30 in the afternoon and we'll be having supper in a half hour. Oh, busted!
They would be like extra hungry. Why would you bust them for that? Unless it's morning, it will make any sense. That's a big spanner in Totally Tools. Look at that. It looks huge.
You look at him. Oh, and he sits up too. Brilliant!
The executive is voiced by Richard Kai, who you know for doing another voice role on Disney called That's Bug Life and other shows that he does as an actor.
How about a hat?
Brilliant!
I know what we're gonna do today. Hat on Perry.
This is gonna be very trippy, as Phineas and Ferb doesn't know he's a secret agent yet. Actually, their memories got actually erased. Well, this part is gonna be foreshadowing in the Kimberly altar when he becomes Perry the Swine Flute. Actually, he's playing with Swine Flute.
A platypus and a fedora.
This does not look good. Looks like Perry looks like a secret agent, even though he's a secret agent, but that's gonna be so trippy as it's gonna drag a lot of attention by everybody.
Your 10:30 balloon is here.
Me, Heinz.
And this is the fourth time they interact. Summer Belongs to You, the musical clips, The Countdown, and also Candace Gets Busted. All of them were in season 2, and this is the first interaction with each other in season 3. Of course, Swampy Marsh and Dan provide, go figure.
That information is highly classified and strictly confidential.
Okay, thanks.
What kind of an evil scheme you got going on there today?
Even though they're frenemies, I like how Major Monica asked Doofus what plan he's gonna do today.
A mustachionator!
There's nothing sillier than a big bushy bird.
It looks good on you.
Even though they are the co-careers, I really like the interaction of Major Monica and Doof. Even though they insult each other, it is very fun, and it makes it very worthwhile. You can't escape front face Phineas just like that.
Yeah, no.
There are some background characters I don't recognize, except this guy who known for being the judges of the baking soda volcano. Man, Perry the Platypus is getting his own branding for Totally Tools. He's the face of everything.
A platypus in a fedora!
He has been recognized by some people as we've seen evident in many seasons from season 1 to season 2. Now he's getting more recognizable now, which actually will have to force him to lay low for a while. Major Monogram looks weird without a beard. I mean a mustache.
Too recognizable to be a secret agent. S to Doofenshmirtz is in your place.
Sergey the Snail, and we actually do get to see him in this episode as he was first introduced in season 2 of... Oh, there you are, Perry.
Threat status, and we've just assigned Agent S to his case. On hiatus until your 15 minutes of fame are up.
Man, poor Perry, he looks sad that he can't do missions for a while, but at least he's spending time with his owners. You just can't escape front face videos, and look at the eyes, it looks big here.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
Fourth time in this episode, we didn't see a single front face Phineas in the previous episode, but we have 4 incredible stuff.
Spend the rest of the day with you for a change.
The song is called Let's Spend a Half Day, sung by none other than Kate Pearson, which was our only song she did in this show, and it focused on Phineas' perspective. 5th time in this episode, you can't skate front face Phineas, and they eating blue and green ice cream. It's nice to see Perry spending time with Phineas and Ferb. I really love that though. He deserves the break he deserves, but it's only lasted for 15 minutes. That's my favourite scene in this episode. It looks good. Really nice to see that. And this is the 6th time we see a front face Phineas. I just cannot stop pausing right there. I can't help myself.
Such a mustache.
You can see Sergey the Snail, but he looks so small in this frame.
Oh no, it's Sergey the Snail.
We did see a picture of him in... Oh, there you are, Perry, in season 2, but this is the first time we get to see Sergey the Snail face Perry, the Doofenshmirtz. In the previous episode, Doofenshmirtz was sick and trying to trap Perry the Platypus in the cage, and he failed. This is the 2nd time in a row it's happened.
Positive reinforcement machine. Backyard and find that your brothers have built a rocket ship.
I know this is a simulation to test Candace, but Phineas and Ferb already built a rocket ship, and that was in season 1.
Oh, who's a good girl?
The positive reformment machine is voiced by none other than George Takei, who you know for a lot of roles in television and movies.
You are a douchebag. That's right, a douchebag.
That ought to hold you.
I did my research, and salt kills slug and snails as is a kryptonite by dehydrating its slimy interior. Holy shit, Doofenshmirtz has done his research. Well done.
Guy down there with the beard?
The guy who's reading the book is Dan Pothermeier's lookalike. Even though it's a prank used by Doofenshmirtz, he looks good with the mustache, not gonna lie.
Agent S's weakness. Please come back into work. Please.
Man, Major Monogram with the puppy eyes, he's like, please, can you come back here and work with us in the OWCA again, because we can't take it much longer? Of course he can.
Others have issued a gold-based currency which has seriously devalued the euro.
You are the good girl.
Phineas and Ferb made it from...
Why do you I presume that Phineas and Ferb made it for her, or she gave it, or they gave it to her, even though that Phineas and Ferb were traumatized in season 2 of the thing that Phineas and Ferb built, but I don't know why. It's kind of strange to me.
Your breakthrough! I'm so proud of you.
She had the urge to resist, but that's not the case right here. It's gonna come back towards her.
Perry the Platypus, you're back!
This is such a badass shot. Sergey the Snail looking at Perry the Platypus. This looks so cool.
It's against the OWCA bylaws. Agents are allowed to thwart any single evil scientist.
The music in the background is from Hail Defenia from season 1.
Sergey the Snail is technically still on duty.
We see that in many episodes with Peter the Panda teaming up with Perry later on, but they don't fight against Doofenshmirtz. But we do see Pinky and Perry work each other in season 4 to fight Doofenshmirtz. But look, as Perry removes the salt, he created the loophole. Nice work, Perry. Look at that, there's 5 Doofenshmirtz. This weird looks so weird. I mean, this frame looks so weird.
Oh, that snail is dynamite.
Can you imagine an alternative version of the second dimension where Perry the Platypus relocate and been sent away forever, and Sergey the Snail will take the place of Doofus. But man, Doofus will get his ass kicked every time.
That you see before you will not react like the crazy little girl that crawled in here just this morning.
Even though Candace learned a lot from urging to boss, but she can't resist it, as we're gonna get later in the scene once we get to it.
Positive that I have to bust my brothers.
Now we're back to the sense of normalcy. Candace, you just can't resist at the moment.
Yes, yes we will. Whoa. What just happened?
They're following Candace, and Mandy stops while Candace goes away. It's like, what just happened? Did we just agree that we stopped the urge to bust for her? But she can't resist it.
Hey, the snail, not you!
Man, I really love Perry wearing a mustache just like that. It looks awesome.
It's back! Look how great it... Oh.
As Perry used Doofus and it, you can see the mustache appears before Doofus was have it. It looks pretty neat.
My grandfather, Jose Doofenshmirtz. I said, "Go, Perry the Mustachio Tool Spokesboss!"
I like how he doesn't just say "curse you, Perry the Platypus." He says it in a different. He says it the same way, but it different. I like it.
Torn down, totally! They're mocking me!
And there's Tom Totally. He's voiced by none other than Dietrich Bader, who voices another character in the show.
Miss, that one is beyond me.
She'll be thinking, no way this will get torn down, but you'll find eventually.
Bless my bagpipe.
Says totally tools like a snail in a fedora.
And I forgot it gets taken down as well, as we don't see it again.
Better get back to the attic before your father blows up another pair of... Too late. I'm coming, dear.
Time to give the ratings of this episode. The plot gets a 2, as it's focused on 3 plots, with Phineas and Ferb making Perry the Platypus a brand as he used as a totally tools to promote billboards everywhere. As I really love that Phineas and Ferb spend time with Perry throughout the music, which is very awesome. As plot C focus on Candace resisting to urgent bust from the help from Mandy, her the older sister of Phineas and Ferb, and she used Phineas and Ferb's invention to make sure that Candace resists to bust, but overall she couldn't resist it, as she tried to bust her brothers in the end for creating a Perry the Platypus totally tool thing. And plot B focused on Doofenshmirtz and Perry, but Perry the Platypus wasn't involved much in this episode with Sergey the Snail is, and he is a dynamite, let me tell you that. And Perry the Platypus used the mustache of himself, of the billboards and Everett to make sure that he doesn't get more recognizable as an agent, as he already recognized, but it's nice to see it, and it's overall a very decent plot. Characterization will get a 5. Everything's done well written in this episode, with Doofenshmirtz and Major Monogram talking to itself and Collins, which is awesome. Also, Phineas and Ferb spending time with Perry, the interaction with Candace and Mandy with urging to boss, even though it didn't happen. Totally tools and all the other of the executive to make it of Perry the Platypus billboards of himself, amazing, until Totally Tools sees him a mustache, which mocks me, which is funny, and Lawrence and Linda towards the end, even though there wasn't much, but it's very well written with all the characters in this episode. Visuals is a 4. There's a lot with the Perry the Platypus' billboard, the music, Sergey the Snail with Doofenshmirtz, the Anata to turn mustaches, which is awesome. Not too spectacular, but it's still very good. Importance is a 2 and entertainment is a 5. 18 out of 25. That was not a bad score for an episode like this. Not as spectacular as the other episode, but it's still very good to watch. Move on to the next one. To complete the breakdown in this video is called Bullseye, written by J.G. Oratera and Kaz. Premiered on September the 30th, 2011 on Disney Channel US. When Lawrence heads out to attend the speaking engagement on Teeth, he unwittingly finds himself participating in the Love Muffin pageant of Evil against Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Rodney. As a special host oversees the proceedings, Perry is tasked with monitoring the situation. Meanwhile, Candace thinks the boys are making a modern art installation across town. The boys are playing with a giant game of darts.
Mom, Mom, what you doing?
Sculpture for the modern installation by Mom's charity auction for that speaking engagement.
She is building something for her sculpture, which she's going to give away in the end, but Candace will think that Phineas and Ferb built it, but we'll get there.
Guys are so busted.
Got a knack for this modern art stuff.
And Linda's wearing a different outfit, which matches her working outfit too for the sculpture. Very nice.
I'll be back.
I really like you can see the Phineas and Ferb's backyard in a different view. You can see the trees there and the layout there. I really like in different angles of it. Very good.
What you doing?
And giant darts.
I bet you'll get a bullseye.
And that is the title of this episode, Bullseye. Another person that said along with many episodes that was said in the title, along with the song.
Target across town.
I'm supervising.
And they're going to lay off the darts right there. And look at the background. It's starting to continue to transition to the standard throughout mid-season 3. And it's going to transition towards it into season 4 and more.
Have fun.
Hey, Bella.
Hi, Mrs. Flynn Fletcher.
Well, in Candace Loses Her Head, she calls her Miss Fletcher, which is kind of odd. But in this scene, she calls her Miss Flynn Fletcher. I really like how they corrected the mistake. Nice to see that.
Distance, we should be nearing the target in no time.
I like how the hand folds into a normal thing as it goes nearer, as Phineas and Ferb are bullseyeing the way into where Buford and Baljeet is. You get to see the backgrounds of the buildings, and Doofer even incorporated that. It's textured, but it's starting to transition.
Yes, 9019.
He's actually going to a different place, but wait until the hand drops.
It's 106.
Man, I really feel bad for Lawrence, even though he forgot. Sometimes I forget about memory, but it's about how good you remember. You could have wrote in your book or a diary or a note or something, but he's going to go to a wrong place, and that's going to build up to something.
Palindrome Road.
And that's where Love Muffin's going to be.
Zero. I do not want to forget to add 0.
Even if he's in the dark, front face finish, you can't ignore it.
Where's Perry?
Tell us that the members of Love Muffin, villainous evildoers maniacally united for frightening investments in naughtiness.
I checked, and the last time we saw them was in Robot Rodeo when they're doing a science convention, and Doofenshmirtz won the prize. And I'm glad they still remember the outcome of League of Villainous Evildoer for 99 Finest, which Major Monogram mentioned. Good continuity.
After I finish my errands.
But you gotta come home now.
It's not an animation error, but it looks kind of weird in this frame.
I hate when she does.
Sometimes that's what cat mean for noises. Like, Perry dives into a trap. What a surprise.
The puss in a bottle. Ream, leader of Love Muffin.
And that is the main plot in this part of this episode, other than Phineas and Ferb, which is the setting. So someone who's going to become Love Muffin out of Doofenshmirtz, Blood Pudding, Dr. Diminutive, or Ronnie to take the role of Love Muffin. So Doofenshmirtz may have found the Love Muffin by creating it, but it's about who's going to take leader. This is going to be interesting.
We gotta get moving. Maybe we'll get some hot dogs or something on the...
And that's a callback to Backyard Aquarium in Season 2.
That came from the front yard. Phineas and Ferb.
It was like Linda's putting more things for his sculpture. I really like that. She fancies art. And this will be the 6th time that Candace won't see an invention, as even though she sees that Phineas and Ferb has gone away and hears it, but I think she should have just stand there and wait for Phineas and Ferb to come back and she will bust them, but overall it leads to confusion.
It needs feathers.
As an art person who likes sculpture and paintings, this is one of them. Danville Arena, haven't been there since Ladies and Gentlemen Max Moldham in Season 2, and Lawrence is actually going back there, but not as Max Moldham. As we see a lot of members of Love Muffin, the song is called Evil Tonight, as there are a lot of members in Love Muffin, including Rodney, Doofenshmirtz, Dr. Dominion, Blood Pudding, and all of that. Look at these 3 guys, we don't see them as much, but look at them. Look at that bald guy and this woman right there, and the next man here. That's Dan Provermar doing his normal voice while doing Dr. Doofenshmirtz. And the guy with the glasses, that's Dr. David Bringdown.
And I'm from the great state of South Dakota.
As we get to learn more about Rodney, as he's from South Dakota.
Unicorns and rainbow. Wait, let's...
No matter how evil Rodney are, he got Doofenshmirtz so good right there.
Diminutive, and I don't have a Napoleon complex. Don't cross me!
We can!
Why?
Well, in the studio version, Dr. Diminutive don't say that.
So disqualified. You can't do that.
That's the way to the stage.
Looks like Lawrence arrived just on schedule, but why is he arriving there? This makes no sense. That is very smart for Perry to do so that his cover wouldn't be blown. Again.
Awesome! Triple ring, triple score!
See that her hair looks different right there. It's not animation yet. That sees how her hair moves in different direction of the angle.
To the butcher for the finishing touch.
Candace should have stayed in the front yard. What is she doing? Why is she standing there and thinks that Phineas and Ferb built the sculpture like that?
Love Muffin Pageant of Evil.
The pageant host is voiced by Tom Bergeron, who does American's Funniest Video.
In addition to gaining total control,
Lawrence Fletcher from your host family has somehow entered the Love Muffin Supreme Ruler pageant.
I like how Major Monogram briefed him very seriously about Lawrence entering the Love Muffin contest, and if he wins, this will be unbelievable.
Stretch my suspension of disbelief.
Suspend your disbelief.
Ordered by the audience, so get out your voting boxes. Mother!
Oh yeah, this is where it becomes a rose fest.
Oh, such a nice boy.
Evil than you.
Without a trace of...
Perry's so relieved. He's like, as long as Lawrence keeps doing this, then he'll be fine.
I brought you something special.
Man, I really like how Rodney's being sweet and that, but we all know he's gonna do evilness. That's just a test.
Dirty laundry. And there go the waterworks.
My baby still needs me.
It is sweet, but it's not enough to convince that it's evil. I like how every member of Love Muffin clapping and cheering in the background. Pretty freaking sick.
Oh, you monster.
Oh yeah, here comes the best roast you will ever see in this show.
I am getting married again.
And that is one of my favourite roasts in Phineas and Ferb, saying I'm getting married again, and it explodes. There are a lot of popular memes in Phineas and Ferb, but this deserves to be a meme. It's popular, but not as popular as some, but this deserves to be popular. Man, Doofusverse is killing it right now.
Show.
I like how Lawrence pats Doofusverse in the back, Doofusverse tonguing him. This is so ironic. And I realise if Ferb marries Vanessa, these two are going to become fathers-in-law, which is absolutely strange. I mean, brothers-in-law, whatever you call it. That's actually crazy if Ferb marries Vanessa.
Hired by the legendary Klimpaloon.
And the Klimpaloon gets mentioned again since Summer belongs to you, but it's going to get a huge part in Season 4, the Klimpaloon old term. Oh yeah, that meme again in Day of the Tip.
Gosh.
Technically, it is a swimsuit.
And Rodney's wearing a costume which is similar to Creature from the Bat Lagoon, which is a movie from the 1950s. It's still a tie between Doof and Rodney, even though Doof was just that silly viral video which went online. Even as an artist, I cannot do things like that. I could do drawings, paintings, design other things, but not like this.
I make everything evil in Iser. It's an Iser. I'll be so evil there'll be no way I can lose.
I know Doofer said that's his Aeneid, but I don't know if many people said it's Rodney's Aeneid, but I'm not going to count it. I'm not too sure about this. And now everyone is screwed. The Aeneid's causing Lawrence to be evil right there. And that's also going to concern Perry the Platypus and the owners too.
Thing away.
Play the force of his evil
Oh, Perry doesn't know that Lawrence is hit by a nail. Maybe, but he's like, oh shit, look at his face.
Look at those fingers go. Rodney is off to an early lead.
His eyes covered. He's not even trying.
Looks like Perry the Platypus is in relief, but you don't know what's going to happen next.
Here's it, Rodney. Acid Gambit.
Looks like Doofusverse is ahead, but everything's going to change throughout the next scene.
Such evil.
Skyrocketing.
Looks like Lawrence is going to win this round because the evil in here is fired up to him. And that's also going to concern Perry the Platypus too once we get to that scene.
When shot with a make everything evilizer.
Major Monogon said Anusalizer, which is different, not his Anita.
No choice but to reassign you.
So that means he's going to be relocated back to where it happens. That's starting all the way back to the Phineas and Ferb across the second dimension. I really don't blame Major Monogram for saying it. That's kind of fucked up in different ways.
Remind him of his true good nature.
And we all know that Perry the Platypus is gonna find someone, and that is the boys, Phineas and Ferb. Now we're at the daytime. Look how time's passed. The sun is not there anymore with the blue sky. Times have changed throughout the couple of hours.
Danville, tomorrow's the world!
Man, I really love how Richard O'Brien delivers that line. And you all know that's a reference to, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to just, whatever it means. And they landed on the bullseye after all day not getting it. Finally.
I think that's Dad.
What was the topic of his lecture again?
And the only way to make Lawrence snap out of it is because of his sons, Phineas and Ferb. And that is the power, not just love, the power of family. That is so sweet. Perry the Platypus once again proves why he's such a G. Awesome.
It's all about little adjustments.
No, I hate you.
So how?
I like how Phineas and Ferb doesn't recognize him, and don't forget their memories got erased in the second dimension, so this makes a lot of sense. So after this episode, we don't know who becomes leader until Rodney in Save Summer, but we'll get there.
There you are, Perry.
And Phineas acknowledged that, and once Phineas becomes evil, that will be in season 5, but it hasn't been released yet. Once it does, it's gonna be crazy.
There. Take it away, guys, and big bids at the auction.
If I was doing type of art like that, I would be making a lot of money. Looks like she's got a lot of things going with the antique store, I guess.
Honestly, Candace, it's not thinking is my only talent.
She mentioned doing lip syncing while doing Lindana. Great callback again.
Well, now you're just being rude.
And that's the first time that Candace being rude while Linda's talking since One Good Scared Out to Do It, which was in season 1, the Halloween episode. This episode was very interesting. The plot will get a 3. I know there's other plots like Phineas and Ferb making a bullseye with beefing and Baljeet helping, and Candace with busting the brothers but making the scorpion as it turned out to be Linda. But the main plot will be on Doofus and Rodney battling for Love Muffin to become leader of it, as well as Lawrence participate, even though it was a mistake of coming here. As Rodney and Doof find the evil, make an evil analyzer on Lawrence to become evil, as he almost successfully won. As if he stayed evil, Perry would have been reassigned, as he found a way to, or Phineas and Ferb create a loophole to bring him out of it, which is the power of family to get him out, which is so sweet towards the end. I really enjoyed it. It really is a strong plot. Characterization will get a 5. I really love how Doofus and Rodney interact with each other, even though they're very silly, and what makes it fun, as long as the other pharmacists in Love Muffin. And I really like how Major Monogram guides Perry the Platypus to remind Lawrence his good nature, even though he's turned into evil, as he always acts like the good nature of him. And who's the one who broke him out of being evil? Phineas and Ferb. The good, I really love that. And we're actually going to get another episode which comes out, but it's not been released yet. Everyone in this character acts good. The visuals is a 4. And what I love about, there's a lot of things with the song, Doofus and Rodney competing with each other with Lawrence, becoming evil, the darts with Phineas and Ferb, the sculpture that Linda brings in. Very interesting, not spectacular, but it's still very good. Importance, it's a 3, and one of them being Love Muffin again, which plays a huge part on who's going to become leader. Rodney does become leader in Save Summer once we get to that in the future, which plays a huge part. And this episode is very memorable for all the right things. Entertainment, it's a 5 as it gets a 20 out of 25. Very interesting plot, fun dynamics, a lot of scenes happening. Very good so far. Move on to the final thoughts. As Phineas and Ferb show a brand of Perry the Platypus wearing a fedora, as they're wearing a similar clothes similar to Steve Jobs. Also, Mandy put Candace's hand down, very similar to how Phineas tells Ferb to put his hand down whilst revealing that he has a double life.
Improving. Candace, put your hand down.
Bizarre double life? Put your hand down, Ferb.
The music of Love Muffin doing evil tonight is very similar to the Muppets in some songs. I also did a poll on which your favourite character in the old W series, not including Perry, Planty the Plumber, or human agents like Agent Lila, and 59% voted for Pinky. To be honest, this is not a surprise when it comes from an owner that has a crush with another owner of Perry the Platypus, Phineas and Isabella. 27% voted for Peter the Panda, as 5% voted for Terry the Turtle, even though I like him in the video game, and 9% voted for Sergey the Snail, which is surprising, but you just can't beat Pinky the Chihuahua. I'm going to do another simple poll. Do you think Perry the Platypus deserves to have a day off in some days, or do you feel like it would be too much for him? Let me know in the community tab when it goes live, and until then, I hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.